So recently, this happened to Team Fortress 2 Traffic. Amazing stuff. Team Fortress 2 is a game with incredible longevity. I've been playing this game for about 15 years, and I don't think I've ever played any other game for such a long period of time. I got it when it was still in a CD-ROM format and when the game was still not free to play. And on and off, I always come back to the game. It's like comfort food, right? And recently, in the latest July update, the game has hit about 250,000 people, simultaneous players playing this game at the same time. I think that's just an incredible statistic. So in today's video, I'd like to maybe explore some of the reasons as to why this game has such enduring popularity. Okay, reason number one, I feel that the TF2 art style is very unique. It reminds me a lot of some of Pixar's animations like The Incredibles. So this distinctive and colorful art style sets it apart from many other first-person shooters, especially FPS of that time, where we're generally more used to Counter-Strike, Counter-Strike 2, Counter-Strike Go, and it's only until later where Overwatch and Valorant come in, you start to see some of these cartoony and quirky designs appear in FPS gameplay. The second reason would be the class-based gameplay of TF2. TF2 offers a unique class-based gameplay system with 9 distinct classes, each with its own weapons, abilities, and roles. So the variety of class and playstyle allow players to have different kind of playability, different kind of roles that suit their preferences, and it also encourages teamwork. When I first started off playing this game, I enjoyed the Pyro because it's really easy, a very easy class to get into. It's just W and M1. And along the way, there are other classes that began to grow on me. I liked the gameplay of the Heavy, the Engineer, which was very strategic. And finally, the latest class that I really love to play is the Spy class, because it allows a lot of thinking, a lot of cloak and dagger stuff, and it fits that Assassin's Creed vibe in the game. The third reason is the team orientation of Team Fortress 2. As the name suggests, it's built around team-based gameplay. So cooperation and coordination are essential for success, creating a strong sense of camaraderie among the players. And even if you like to solo and just joining a random game, it's still quite fun to play, where you have some impromptu cooperation with veterans would know when and where to work with different classes to get the best results, right? If you see that the enemy engineer has set up a very strong sentry choke point, then it's your duty to do your part as a spy to set all these things as soon as possible so that your heavies, your demomans, and your power classes can push through. The next reason would be constant updates. I know that at some point of time, Valve essentially gave up on the game, so we had like about 4 to 5 years through the COVID period where the game was at a really low point. But before that and recently, the updates that Valve have introduced really rejuvenate the game quite a fair bit, especially this summer update in July, right? New maps came in, bugs were fixed, there were new anti-cheat mechanisms that were in the game, and it brought about quite a renaissance for Team Fortress 2 itself from July. So this keeps the game fresh and engaging even years after its release, right? The community-created content would be the next reason. Now, TF2 has a thriving modding and map-making community. So Valve has supported the integration of community-created content into this game, and it allows the players to enjoy a wide variety of user-generated maps, cosmetics, and game modes. So things like Snowy Coaster, Enclosure, and Pier, all these are all fan-created maps, and they're highly popular, very intricate stuff made by people who actually enjoy the game and know how to create an environment whereby it tests the gameplay cooperation to its limits. Well, another reason why TF2 is popular is for the humor and personality. So TF2 is known for its humor, right? Its quirky characters and memorable voice lines. They have this series of clips on YouTube showing how each different class has its own character and how some of the class would jab and put down the other characters. So this unique sense of humor adds a very enjoyable and light-hearted aspect to the gameplay. Whether you're playing as the very Russian-like heavy, or the very German-like medic, the French-like spy, or the American scout, right? Okay. The
free-to-play transition, I think did a lot of help in making this game popular. So in 2011, Team Fortress 2 transitioned to a free-to-play model. Yeah, 3 years after I paid for the game, right? But moving on. So this made the game very accessible to a broader audience, contributing to its continued popularity. At some point of time, this game was also played across various platforms and not just the PC. So that gave the game a lot of visibility to a lot of different gamers. And one more reason, the competitive scene. Now there are a lot of different competitions ongoing in Team Fortress 2, and these competitions are kind of like engaged and organized from the ground up, right? So you think of like UGC, Asia Fortress. So TF2 has an active competitive community with these leagues and tournaments ongoing. So competitive play adds an extra layer of depth and excitement to the game. So it brings out the alpha predator in some of us who wish to engage this game at a slightly higher level, a less casual level. So having taken part in some of these competitions, I can say that yeah, it's very different from your casual gaming. So you need Discord, you need regular training with some of your teammates. So especially for Highlander, everybody has a role that you need to play in the competitive community. And I think for a period of time at least, this game felt like it was very different, a different dimension to it when I was engaged in it. And as for nostalgia, it comes to the territory for a game of such incredible longevity from 2007 up to this day. Many of us have very fond memories of playing TF2 during its early days, right? We were a bunch of very young gamers back then, and now we are a bunch of not very young gamers at today's day and age. This nostalgia factor contributed a lot to its ongoing popularity, which is why even though there are a lot of new games coming in, Elden Ring, Baldur's Gate, Elder Scrolls Online, we engage in new games and new stuff, but every once in a while we like to go back to TF2 to see what it is like. And personally for me, every time when I go back to TF2 after a break, it does not disappoint. The muscle memory still stays, and the level of enjoyment and everything still stays at a very high level if you do not meet too many cheaters, right? That's the caveat. If you have a relatively cheat-free experience, yeah, it brings back a lot of nice memories. Back in the days where your fingers and your digits are a little bit more flexible and your reflexes are a little bit better, right? So these factors, along with the game's fun and engaging core mechanics, have helped Team Fortress 2 maintain its popularity and a dedicated player base over the years, right? So if you have not heard of this game or you have not been playing TF2 for a long time, yeah, I hope this video spurs you on, bring back the inspiration. Let's get back into TF2 together. Have a great day, everybody. This is me signing out, and see you in one of the payload maps. Goodbye.